Alright, yo, what's good? I'm gonna do a Metroms Vessel guide. I have several tier lists on what classes you should bring to Metroms Vessel. I think the best comps for Metroms Vessel, and I'm gonna put them up on screen. It's like you want a Berserker or an Elementalist to take out the Shade Blades, 1 or 2 damage over time Assassins, and 1 Saint and 1 Paladin. You can switch out one of the damage over time Assassins for like another Berserker. There's this guy right here next to the TP. You hold out a Void Key. Just hold it out, and then you just say, what is this altar? And then say sure, and then he says, let's see if this works, and he just opens like a portal to Metrom's Vessel. You need to be in a party when going into Metrom's Vessel. If you are not in a party, it will not send everyone. It will just not work. All right, it plays a little animation, makes a little bit of noise, you can hear it. Another thing you want to know is you need to bring a lot of alchemists. You want to bring strong builds, you know what I mean? Like Metrom's Vessel, he used to be pretty easy, but he's no joke anymore, dude. Like he's actually a problem. Like he's seriously difficult. You want to bring like min-max builds. You want to bring Chaos Orb. You want to bring Alchemist to debuff him and take off his wings. I'm gonna show all of y'all this in a second. When you load into the Temporal Jailhouse, which is where Metrom's Vessel is, you have to remake the party because it'll scramble the party order and mess it up. So you want to remake the party. This guy got bugged, so he's just resetting. Another thing, you might want to bring some Light of Graces. Everyone can get some Light of Graces. It honestly makes the boss pretty easy if you have some Light of Graces. You can just revive each other if anyone dies. He has some pretty powerful attacks, and if you have bad RNG, you might just die off rip. So why not bring some? They're not too hard to make. All right. Let's just remake this party comp and cut to it real quick. All right. So when you get into the fight, which is right now, there's some voice lines.
So you've come for me regardless, have you? Your death will not be clean.
You know, he just gets mad and whatever. The primary comp position, the party comp, you want the Paladin to definitely go first always, and the Saint always goes last. Those are the two main things. I'd recommend having the Assassins before the Berserker, so that the Berserker can do big damage. The Assassins can debuff and then do big damage. Some of the things to note is that if you have Frost Assassins, that's one of the best builds in the game for Metrom's Vessel. Frost against Metrom's Vessel literally makes him like it makes him like not able to use Oblivion almost. Yeah,
my power, you fool!
Yeah, he's kind of just yapping. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, Frost makes him almost unable to use Oblivion, which is one of his strongest skills. You see these Shade Blades that he invokes? My goal as a Berserker is to beat those. Your goal as a Paladin, I'm going to tell y'all what you should do as the primary classes, which are Assassin, Berserker, Paladin, and Saint. Honestly, I'm going to mute my game for a little bit. As a Saint, you want to keep your energy up and wait for him to Oblivion. Because your primary goal as a Saint is to keep everyone's HP high after he Oblivions. Like after he Oblivions, you want to keep everyone alive because that's when everyone's the lowest. Oblivion is a skill he does when he's at 5 energy. Every 10 turns, he has a 10-turn cooldown on it. It'll do half of everyone's HP. It's a percent based attack. Let me just meditate again so I can do more damage. As an Assassin, you want to debuff before the Berserker does big damage. As an Assassin, you also want to just spam Shadow Fan whenever you can. You want to like use your Ghost Flame if you're a Dullahan, you know. That's one of his other really powerful skills, the Shadebringers that just put Cursed on everyone. As a Paladin, your main goal is to just spam Pure Resonation, Holy Crash when it's needed, and other than that, just spam block. Look, he's going to guard. He's going to keep on guarding as a Paladin because you want to proc your Dark Sigil. As a Paladin, you should have Dark Sigil. And you want to proc it against him so you can take off his wings. His wings, each wing he has is 15% damage bonus. Damage reduction bonus. Each wing is a 15% damage reduction bonus. Therefore, yeah, you can take all of them off if you debuff him enough. Therefore, when he has all of the wings on, he has a 90% defense buff. His Shade Blades also give him a good defense buff. Let's just look at this real quick. I do pretty decent damage, but the main goal is to take out the Shade Blades so he doesn't just keep on taking no damage. Damage over time is really effective against him despite the damage over time nerfs, but you do really want a Berserker to take out those Shade Blades. That's like one of the main reasons you want a Berserker or an Elementalist. You want to take out those Shade Blades. For phase 1, you want to stay at high HP. You want to be able to survive Deathbound if he uses it on you. Deathbound has like barely any dodge window, and if it crits, you might just straight up die. It can, like, if you have bad RNG, he could use Deathbound first turn, and you kind of just get cooked. You can't even do anything about it. Like, you're just cooked. You know what I mean? Deathbound is one of his strongest skills. He doesn't really use it much in phase 2. In phase 2, I'll show y'all once he gets to phase 2. I'm just gonna dangerous mixture to get more debuffs on him. You want to always have him debuffed as hell, you know what I mean? Weakened on him like all the time. If he has weakened, Deathbound can't really one shot. In phase 2, he's gonna have pink wings. I'll show y'all that. And when he has pink wings, you can't attack him. Eclipse, he'll take off one of his wings to buff himself. He has several different skills. Honestly, just go to the Trello to read all of them. I'm not gonna like read all of them out. The main ones you want to watch out for in phase 1 are Deathbound. In phase 2, Oblivion and Shadebringers. In phase 1, you also want to watch out for Shadebringers, but that's the main stuff you want to watch out for. Those are his strongest skills. If you get unlucky and he just spams those, it might be a bit of a problem. You know what I mean? And as a berserker, my main goal is to just keep on buffing myself. I wanna have high energy, and I wanna have like strong damage. Metroms Grasp is one of the strongest scrolls in the game against Metroms Vessel. It buffs DOT, it nerfs him, it buffs damage against him. Like, you just want him to, you know, you want him to have Metroms Grasp on him. Let me just use my Raging Power real quick, because it's gonna up my energy with the mastery. I made a video on this berserker build like literally just recently, so go watch that if you haven't. It's a really strong build. Another thing to note is that, you know, with the min-max builds, you really do want dark blood weapons and chaos orbs. Like, look, almost everyone here has a chaos orb. Okay, these assassins don't, which is kind of interesting, but you do usually want chaos orbs to debuff him even more. Dark blood weapons can proc chaos orb. If he hits me and he procs weakened on me, I reflect that weakened and proc a chaos orb on him, so it's huge. You know what I mean? Another thing you want to note, you might want to bring in Estella, usually someone like me. When Estellas are low HP, they gain a 50% heal buff. A 50% heal buff. Like, you get healed 50% more is what I'm trying to say. And when you get healed like 50% more, essentially like what that does is that they can one proc Nartanas. They can use one Holy Grace and proc Nartana's Sigil. Let's see this damage, like 500, that's pretty decent. It didn't crit. But when you're 50% HP as a berserker, they nerfed Narthana's Sigil to it only procs like you have to heal twice for it to proc. But as a Estella, when you're below 50%, you get 50% more healed. So yeah, you saw how much damage that Deathbound just did, and it applies Sundered. Sundered is the best status effect against Metroms Vessel. You know, he has so much defense. You just want to apply Sundered. Sundered is the status effect that ignores defense. Like, it makes him, his defense buffs are useless for like however many turns it's on. As you can see, our paladin's just guarding again. Our assassins are keeping their energy up. He steals a lot of energy, and in phase 2 he starts making it so that you can't gain energy. Once we get to phase 2, I'll just show y'all that. Poison Fan is what you want to keep spamming as assassin. Look, it'll take off all of his wings. He is a humanoid, so he can block and dodge attacks. He didn't dodge that. This assassin build clearly isn't min-maxed at all, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just gonna daze him. I meant to daze, but Dark Slash works too, honestly. And that's not really much damage. I was hoping it would proc Curse or something. Yeah, and another thing to note as a berserker, you want to set up your damage so that you can do damage to him when he's around 6,000 HP. That's like the prime time to do damage to him. Because if you can do damage when he's at 6,000 HP, he gets to phase 2 at 5,000 HP. So you want to like skip some of his phase 2, if that makes sense. You want to like get him down to 3,000 or get him down to like 4,000 so that you can skip a little bit of that phase 2, because phase 2 is more difficult than phase 1, obviously. It isn't really too much more difficult. It's just that those pink wings give him an 85% damage reduction. So the 85% damage reduction is honestly kind of brutal. Like, you literally can't do anything, and he reflects damage back to you when you do it. You see Chaos Orb. I mean, I don't know what just proc the Ghost Flame, but something did. I don't know if that was Chaos Orb or not. My Carnage is still on cooldown, so I'm just gonna like daze Metrom's Vessel. It crit and did like what? How much was that? 400 damage. So you know, we're just trying to get him closer to phase 2 right now. Rage and Power lasts pretty damn long because of my mastery, so it shouldn't matter too much. Shadebringer is, he just does a, that's like honestly his like least powerful attack that he has. Shadebringer does like no damage, it just attacks one person. And honestly, overall, Metrom's Vessel, if you have a really good party, it should only take like 15-20 minutes. This party is kind of trash, as you can see. Like, it's really not that great of a party. He's probably gonna get sent into second phase like right now, because the Ghost Flame will do enough damage to him. I'm just gonna let me just try to like take out one of these Shade Blades. Oh damn. Okay, I barely couldn't take it out, but whatever. As you can see, our Saint still hasn't really healed anyone. He's saving that Narthana's proc for after Oblivion. After Oblivion, you really want to proc Narthana's, otherwise your party's at a serious risk. If he does Oblivion then Shadebringers, you could be cooked, honestly. Obviously, you want to bring pots. You want to bring endgame like pots. You want to bring energy elixirs. Look, I have Light of Grace, medium, health potion, all that. You want to bring all those, because in phase 2, which we're finally in, hopefully he can use the attack so I can show y'all. He'll start blocking off some of your skills. He'll start like blocking off meditate. You can't meditate sometimes when he's in second phase. He uses a skill that makes you unable to meditate. Sometimes he'll like block off one of your skills and you can't use it. He can make your skills have increased turn cooldowns. And overall, his second phase isn't too hard to deal with. It's basically just a beeline to the finish line. As long as you have a good party, you should be fine. Just keep on doing damage to him. Keep on spamming debuffs on him. You really want to have him debuffed like throughout the whole fight. You want to have him really debuffed. This Rage and Power is still active. Look, as you can see, I can't meditate. It's locked off. He might have locked off one of my skills. Okay, he didn't lock off any of my skills. But since I can't meditate, I'm just going to use an item and use my minor energy elixir. You can still use potions while your meditate is locked off, so you're not completely blocked off from gaining energy. Also, I'm geeking. Both of our assassins do have Chaos Orb, but I just didn't see them, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I suck at the game. I wasn't paying attention. If you get hit with a Shade Blade, they can take away your energy, so you really don't want to get... Yeah, he just used Oblivion. It does 50% of everyone's HP. It did 60% because we were hexed. And this is exactly when this is the exact moment our Saint wants to proc Narthana's Sigil. After Oblivion, you want to proc Narthana's Sigil with a Saint. You want to heal everyone up. You want to have like a chance at beating him. Because if you don't heal everyone up and he uses Shadebringers and you have 4 stacks of Cursed, which you can't heal while you're cursed, you could be in a pretty tough spot. You can still just self-cure. I also forgot to mention that you really want self-cure in this fight. You basically need self-cure in this fight. That's like the best way to explain it. I'm just gonna dangerous. No, I'm not gonna dangerous mixture. I'm gonna carnage him. Nah, actually, you know what? I will dangerous mixture him. I wanna save my carnage for it to be 6 energy so that I can sunder. If we sunder Metrom's Vessel, we're gonna do like a lot of damage to him. Look, the Saint will probably Holy Grace me because I get 50% heal up, which is gonna be able to proc Narthana's Sigil on everyone. Okay, he didn't heal me, but it doesn't matter. It's still proc Narthana's Sigil. Blackout is, I think, the one that makes you unable to use meditate and unable to use energy gain. That's like the strong skill that he has in phase 2. And we're just waiting. He has the pink wings on that I was talking about earlier. Those pink wings make it so that he basically can't take any damage. As you can see, the Saint, another thing I forgot to say once again, the Saint should use Ice Shards whenever he can, or anyone really. Ice Shards, like Ice, is so good against Metrom's Vessel. It adds cooldown to his moves so that he basically can't use Oblivion. I had a dude with like a Frost Assassin build, and he was applying like 30 cold to Metroms Vessel, and I swear to you, like the entire fight, he used no Oblivion. He couldn't use any Oblivion. Alright, so that's Shadebringer. It applies 3 Cursed. It kind of sucks, you know. It's pretty strong. I'm gonna apply Sunder this turn with my 6 Energy Carnage. I want to be able to apply Sundered. I don't have I don't have my Raging Power active anymore, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna do pretty good damage either way. Our main goal is to just Sunder him so he's like defenseless. He does have his wings on, but it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna Sunder him. Look, this stab is gonna do literally no damage. Yeah, the pink wings make him take like no damage. Debuff. I'm telling him to debuff so that maybe he can. Okay, he just surprise packaged. That's pretty good assist. Let me just use Sunder on him. Carnage. I don't have the Carnage Mastery. I don't think it's worth it. And it didn't really do much damage, but look, he's Sundered now, so he's gonna take a lot of damage to that Ghost Flame. It's because he has that pink wing defensive. It makes him take like no damage, those pink wings. And it makes him reflect damage, but I don't think it reflected onto me. Maybe it's broken, I'm not too sure. Look, he's taking like 400 damage from that Ghost Flame. Yeah, look, why he just took 500 damage from Ghost Flame? Because of that Sunder, dude. That Sunder like really hurts him. I also have more energy gain when I'm low HP. Just go watch my build video on Berserker. That's what I would do, honestly. It's a pretty OP build. I 3-turned Corrupted Yarthul. So, you know, that's pretty crazy. Dullahans are insanely good against Metroms Vessel. I made some tier lists on that. You want to apply Ghost Flame against him. Okay, he got unlucky there. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna head splitter him for some more damage. Oh shoot, I didn't realize he had the wings on, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just do it either way. It only, yeah, it did like 20 damage. Dude, those wings literally make it so that he takes like no damage at all. It's like some seriously powerful. He uses them like what, every other turn? I'm not really too sure if there's like a cooldown on them or something like that. But in general, you really want to have like 1 damage over time. You want to have like someone who can take out his Shade Blades. I think the prime comp might be to have 2 Berserkers and 1 Assassin, and 1 Paladin and 1 Saint. You really want to have the Paladin because, like, I don't know if y'all have been noticing throughout the fight, he's been applying a lot of Dark Sigils. All he has to do is really guard, and even if he hits one of us, it'll still count toward his Dark Sigil. Due to the fact that he's a Lentum with Ice Ring Shield, he can apply 3 debuffs when blocking. So only 2 guards, and he literally hits Metrom's Vessel with Dark Sigil. He can just keep spamming that Dark Sigil, keep applying debuffs. I mean, just look at him. He has 89 turns of poison, 35 turns of weaken. Okay, I was not paying attention. Also, if you don't guard the Shade Blades, they apply Sundered. If you do guard them, they don't apply Sundered. Honestly, he's getting pretty low, so we should be able to end this soon. Okay, he Oblivioned. I might be dead. I'm probably gonna die to this. Okay, I'm on 6 HP, so you know we're chilling. Hopefully the Saint heals me, and then we'll be good. But you know, if you're low as an assassin, just go invisible, dude. Like, just go invisible, literally. Also, he's saying let me die so you can grace, you know. Sometimes you might want to just die so you can Holy Grace and heal them to half HP for free. I'm gonna just use my minor energy. Get my energy up. Maybe I'll try to Rage in Power next turn. He's had pink wings on for like almost the whole fight. It's actually getting kind of annoying. Okay, yeah, he's dead. He's dead, but it doesn't really matter. We're like prepared. We have Light of Graces. We'll be fine. Okay. Now this is a problem. If we don't get Light of Graces, we should be fine. Yeah. If he Light of Graces, we can just Light of Grace each other. As I said, it is a little bit RNG based. Like in another parallel universe, he didn't use Shadebringers there, so we would have been chilling. But you know, he is really difficult, dude. Even with like a fully min-max party, he's pretty damn difficult. Like you want to bring Light of Graces, you want to be over prepared, because I'm not gonna like cut any of this out, dude. We died, like, you know what I'm saying? Even with this, like, this party isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, at any means, but it's still a pretty damn strong party, and we still died to Metroms Vessel. Like, you need to be prepared. You need to bring Light of Graces, you need to have maxed out builds, you need to be like really powerful. If you bring Light of Graces, you should be chilling though. Like, just revive each other. If he revives me, okay. He's gonna revive him so that he can revive me. That's honestly the play. And then the Saint can heal me, and then we can all heal up. Oh, apparently it skipped his turn. Okay. Alright, let's just wait for Metrom's turn to end. Hopefully they'll revive me soon. Yeah, one of them can just revive me. Honestly, me personally, I do think they made Metrom's Vessel a bit too hard with all these buffs. I mean, dude, like, even with a fully min-maxed party, we're almost losing to him with Light of Graces, dude. I'm just saying, like, I think he may be a bit too powerful right now. He was a bit easy before, don't get me wrong, but now he's just a bit too hard, you know what I mean? They should seriously do something about that. They should like nerf him or something. His Shadeblades, invoke Shadeblades cooldown, by the way, is 7 turns. It's 7 turns. He has different cooldowns on his moves. The main ones you want to note is Oblivion is 10 turns. He acts twice. If you like, you know, if you've been paying attention at all, he acts twice. Sometimes he acts 3 times. So even though I say 10 turns, it's really 5 turns, because we can only act 5 times before he can act 10. And Shadeblades are like a 7 turn cooldown. Yeah, Pure Resonation gives everyone resist. Resist can stop you from dying, so it's one of the most powerful status effects in the game. I'm gonna need to get my energy up so I can try to Carnage soon. Or I'll just Rage and Power actually. Or if I have Dangerous Mixture, no, I don't have Dangerous Mixture, I'll Rage and Power. Because Rage and Power Mastery makes you get more energy. Yeah, next turn I should be able to do pretty good damage because he's still gonna have Sundered on him. Our Saint is healing, yeah. Applied resist. Okay, I need to start paying attention to my goddamn game. Let me dodge that. If you dodge it, they can't take away energy from you. And you know, most of his attacks are dodgeable, some of them aren't. Deathbound has such a tiny dodge window, it's actually insane, dude. Oh my god. It's actually terrible. Like, Deathbound's dodge window is basically nothing. Also, Sundered gets through his 85% damage reduction wings, so you know, I can still attack him despite him having Sundered on right now. Everyone's just debuffing him, you know, the usual. Ooh, okay, yeah, he's cooked. If I have... Do I have Head Splitter? Okay, I don't really have anything, so I'm just gonna have to Dangerous Mixture him. Get some more debuffs. More Sundered? Okay, yeah, he's probably gonna get to like really low HP at the end of this turn. If he has Sundered, he also takes more damage to damage over time moves, so... Honestly, you probably could 3-stack Berserker against him with a Saint and a Paladin. That might be like a viable comp. He's just gonna black out so we can't gain energy. I don't know. I personally think he's a bit too difficult right now. Like, we're struggling this hard as like a almost maxed out party with light of graces. So I don't really know, man. He's definitely gonna die this turn though. Stab did like no damage. Let me just Gilded Strike to finish him off. And he's done. Soul Dust. He gives the best loot in the game, like by a landslide. One thing I will say is that I've done corrupted Metroms vessels before, and honestly, dude, I don't think the corrupted Metrom vessel really gives better loot. Like, usually you get like way more loot, but with corrupted Metrom's vessel, I don't really get much better loot. Alright, well that's about it. Metrom's vessel does give the best loot in the game. I would recommend getting like a really good party comp and grinding him. That's my guide for Metrom's vessel. There aren't really many viable classes for Metrom's vessel. That's what really sucks, dude. Like, the only really viable classes are Berserker, Elementalist, Assassin, Saint, and Paladin. Like, you can't really do anything else. Like, they're just not good against him, you know what I mean? I guess you could go Ranger. That one is like pretty decent. I've seen some people do some damage with it, but that's really about it. And just drop a sub if you haven't already. I do a lot of giveaways in my Discord, like a lot of giveaways, so just join that up. It's going to be in the description, and I'll see you on the next one, bro.